In 2009, an old man in Anhui died in a police station. The interrogators asked him to suck 90 cigarettes through his nostrils in the early morning of February 25, 2009, at the police station of Dingyuan County, Anhui Province. An old man in his 60s named Wang Xilian became unwell in the criminal police brigade, and then fell into a coma. The criminal police guarding him rushed him to the hospital. It was too late, and the old man could not be rescued. People in their 60s, how could they be in the police station? Because the police believe he was involved in a robbery. Wang Xilian is from Nongke Village, Nengren Township, Dingyuan County. His family is poor and he is honest. Because a villager in his village, Sha Meixian, robbed and the old man was nearby, the police suspected that he was involved in the robbery. At 7 p.m. on February 23, police officers Sha Meixian and Wang Lei took him to the interrogation room of the criminal police brigade, where he was handcuffed behind his back to an interrogation chair for questioning. Not long after, Wang Guibing, the deputy captain of the brigade, called Mu Xiaodao, Ho Jinggang and others assisted in the interrogation. I don't know if Wang Xilian really didn't participate, or if he has a good psychological quality. In short, during the first interrogation, he insisted that he did not participate in the robbery. At around 9 a.m. on February 24, the second interrogation began. Seeing that Wang Xilian had not confessed for a long time, the interrogators decided to use some tricks. They first inserted lighted cigarettes into Wang Xilian's nostrils, and then put a cardboard box on his head to let him smoke. This process lasted for several hours and used up about 90 cigarettes. 90 cigarettes, that's 9 boxes. If you smoke so many cigarettes one after another, let alone an old man over 60 years old, even a strong young man may not be able to take it, right? What's more, they still cover the old man's head with a cardboard box. Not only that, but they resorted to methods such as beating heads, slapping ears, and pulling ears. Counting by age, old man Wang Xilian is considered to be the father of these people, so he doesn't know how these people did it. The torture was so unbearable. The old man Wang Xilian confessed that when Sha Meixian broke into the house and robbed him, he was outside guarding for him. He confessed after suffering so many crimes? The first reaction of the interrogators was that the old man was dishonest, and he didn't explain it thoroughly. Then, the old man Wang Xilian was greeted with another beating. He didn't give up until Wang Xilian admitted that he followed Sha Meixian into the house and robbed him. In the early hours of February 25, the interrogators took notes and recorded audio-visual materials on the old man Wang Xilian. The interrogation of the old man Wang Xilian was considered to be over. It stands to reason that they should have sent Mr. Wang Xilian to the detention center immediately, but they didn't. What they didn't know was that during the 2 days and 3 nights from the night of the 23rd to the early morning of the 25th, the old man had been tortured to the point of exhaustion, and his body had reached its limit. Immediately afterwards, in the early morning of the 25th, the old man was unconscious in the criminal police brigade, and was sent to the hospital to be rescued and died. After the old man died, the procuratorate of Chuzhou City and Dingyuan County immediately intervened in the investigation, and soon they found many unreasonable things. For example, arresting a suspect cannot exceed 12 hours. If it exceeds, the compulsory measures must be changed. However, they took the old man to the police station for more than 2 days, more than 10 hours, but they did not go through this process. For example, the interrogators handcuffed old man Wang Xilian behind his back to the back of the chair from the evening of February 23 to the early morning of February 25. This was a serious violation of the regulations on the use of equipment. After the incident, these interrogators reached an offensive and defensive alliance, but unfortunately, they failed to survive the interrogation by others. They quickly broke their defenses and honestly explained what happened. It turned out that in addition to making old man Wang Xilian smoke in his nostrils and beating him, they also took measures such as preventing him from sleeping and eating. On June 12, 2009, less than 4 months after Wang Xilian's death, another person died in the Dingyuan County Detention Center, only a few hundred miles away from Dingyuan County. The deceased's name was Gui Baliang, a native of Wanshan Zhuang Autonomous Region, Yunnan Province. Nationality is a farmer. On June 12, 2006, he received a call from a woman, saying that he wanted to charter a car to Wanshan and went. As a result, on June 13, he was detained by the Huaining County Public Security Bureau on suspicion of trafficking in women, and was temporarily detained in Wanshan Detention Center. On June 14, he also met with his wife and children and chatted for 5 or 6 minutes. On June 17, Gui Balian was escorted to the Huaining County Detention Center. On June 21, only 4 days after being escorted to Huaining County, Gui Baoliang died. During these 4 days, what has he experienced? On June 17, after arriving at the Huaining Detention Center, Gui Baoliang quarreled with his roommate because he had poured the rice into the toilet. Liang went on a hunger strike and only ate 6 biscuits. Because of his emotional agitation, he was handcuffed and ankle chained. In the early morning of June 18, someone discovered that Gui Baoliang's hands were worn out by the handcuffs. On that day, he was also agitated and went on a hunger strike. He only ate half a bowl of rice with the help of his inmates. On June 19, Gui Baoliang didn't eat breakfast and was beaten in the face with a broom for spitting. He also didn't eat that night. On June 20, Gui Baoliang didn't eat anything all day and only ate 6 biscuits to satisfy his hunger. On June 21, Gui Baoliang didn't eat breakfast or lunch. When the police found him at 3:30 p.m., his hands and feet were cold and he was rushed to the hospital, but at 4:10 p.m., he died. In 4 days, I ate such a small amount of food, but the detention center did not pay attention to it. Of course, this incident didn't cause much trouble, because they did it privately, and only exchanged tens of thousands of yuan in compensation for the family members to not pursue. In China, where there is no human rights, such things happen every day. Without democracy, there is no dignity. To live with dignity, democracy is so important. Under the tyranny of the dictatorship, life is worse than death for the people.